Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for the month of February 2025. My name is Laura, aka Baby Curl Tarot, and we are going to be taking a look at what the month of February has in store for you. But before we go ahead and do that, I want to take a moment to talk about something that is close to my heart. So if you want to go ahead and skip to the reading, you're more than welcome to do so now. Otherwise, if you want to learn more about what you can potentially do to help those who've been affected by the LA wildfires, please stick around. I live in a county that is neighboring LA. I have friends, I have family that live there, so this is really personal to me. But I'm sure that a lot of you watching this video have also felt the incredible amount of sadness that all of us here in California are feeling, which is why I wanted to share some ways that you can help those who've been directly affected by these fires. I can tell you from firsthand experience that there is an immense need right now in LA for things like hygiene products, water, non perishable foods, clothing, blankets, and so much more. And these needs are honestly going to extend long after the fires are actually put out, just because there are going to be so many people that aren't going to be in a position to rebuild immediately. One beautiful thing I will say about LA and Californians in general is that we've really come together and shown out for our neighbors in terms of volunteering and donating. It's been really beautiful to see, and I just feel that now more than ever. We are going to need to come together and support one another as a national and maybe even global community. So, with all that said, I've included some links to some organizations that are actively taking donations right now to help those affected by the wildfires. So, if you want to check that out and donate, that would be wonderful. And if you've made it this far, I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. Now, let's get into your reading. All right, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and get into your reading and see what messages you have for February 2025. Spiritual team, Divine Feminine Tarot, what messages do you have for the Sagittarius collective for February 2025? What messages do you have for the Sagittarius collective for February 2025? All right, Nine of Swords reversed. What else? Seven of Cups. Okay. The Hanged One reversed. King of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles reversed. What is going on here, Sagittariuses? Y'all look very confused. Isn't necessarily the word I want to use, but you guys have a lot of like uncertainties. It looks like you're stuck on a decision. You got too many options, or you're I would say you're worried, but this Nine of Swords in reverse is upside down, so you're not necessarily like worried. Are you taking on too much? Are you taking on too much in the pursuit of like material stability, whether that's finances or home life? Feels like you guys are taking on a lot of responsibilities or a lot of new tasks, projects, so on and so forth, some of which aren't necessarily worth your time and energy and are actually like wasting your time and resources. I feel like a lot of you guys have kind of like put, how do I put that? I feel like a lot of you guys are just like taking anything and everything coming to you because you're like, oh yeah, that means more money for me, right? Workaholics. That's the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Y'all are workaholics, and that's okay. Like, I kind of get myself in the same situation. Like, oh yeah, like I'm happy to take on more opportunities, more projects, whatever. Like if it means more money, if it means overtime, if it means I'm gonna my bank account's gonna be very happy, like I get that. However, Sagittariuses, I feel like you guys have kind of maybe you guys are, I don't know. I haven't known very many Sagittariuses, but I feel like there's like a part of your brain that is supposed to feel like overwhelm or worry or anxiety or stress. And like that part of your brain has been shut off. And you're just like, yeah, this is great. This is fine. And any other normal person be like, yo, you're doing too much. Are you okay? Are you okay? And you're like, yeah, it's great. It's fine. But what I will say, Sagittarius, is like you guys are kind of ignoring the bigger picture in favor of taking on as much as you possibly can to feed the bank account. Does that make sense? Okay. You're like, whatever feeds me, whatever is willing to hire me, like pay me, I'm all for it. I'm gonna take it. But Spirit is saying, like, not everything you're taking on is good. Like, you have a skull, you have a snake over here that's possibly gonna bite you in the ass. Okay. Like, you just, there are some really good opportunities here. But again, there's a couple others that aren't necessarily good for you and your goals in the long run. There are going to be things that may be wasting your time or may require more resources than need be. Like, this is kind of the things, like a little discernment goes a long way. Sagittarius is, you don't have to take on everything, and not everything should be taken on. Let's say you're an entrepreneur and you've got like new clients. Let's say you own a cleaning business. Okay, maybe you got a bunch of people that are trying to hire you, and they're like, oh yeah, like I really want to hire you to clean my house like once, I don't know, once every 3 months, or like once a week or twice a week. Like, who wants to clean someone's house twice a week? Like, you have other clients that maybe have bigger houses or have different needs that are going to feed you in better ways than coming back to someone's house. Maybe they live like an hour and a half away from you and they want you to come out twice a week. Like, you're wasting gas money. This person's house isn't that big, so you're not even getting that much, like you're barely getting money to cover your gas for driving out there. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And then over time, you're going to realize, like, in the amount of time it takes me to get to this person's house, clean, and then come back to my normal area, I could have cleaned 2 other houses. You know what I mean? Like, that's the energy I'm getting here, Sagittarius. But let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Page of Swords. Yeah. 5 of Swords reversed. Okay. Ace of Cups reversed. Knight of Pentacles reversed, and 6 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you gotta learn how to say no. You gotta learn how to turn down opportunities. Not everything is meant, not everything is really meant to nourish you in the way that you hope it would. You're gonna find that some things, some lemons aren't worth the squeeze. That's a really old saying, but I think it's really fitting here. Like, again, 7 of Cups, you have all these cups coming to you. Sometimes you gotta say no. Sometimes you gotta turn some things down, because it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It feels like you're just kind of grinding your gears and getting nowhere, you know, and all you're gonna do is end up exhausting yourself. All you're going to end up doing is exhausting yourself. So a little discernment, like I said with this Page of Swords, a little discernment goes a long way. Maybe this is a newer business for you, or you're just starting to see success if you're an entrepreneur, right? So like this Page of Swords energy is really young and youthful, which tells me that like you don't have a lot of experience yet in terms of like figuring out what is good and what is not, what is good business, what is not good business, and you're just open to taking everything. So I feel like this is kind of like a learning experience for you guys in figuring out what is worth it and when it's okay to say no. Like, you don't have to take everything. And if you are going to say yes to things that don't make sense, like maybe you need to think about hiring people that can handle those things that really aren't worth it to you necessarily. Maybe you hire someone like a cleaner that works under you, that works in a very specific area, so that way you're not driving an hour and a half to clean someone's 1-bedroom apartment. Like, you know what I mean? Make it make sense. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, Six of Wands tells me that we want to be successful and we also want to be able to maintain the success. So you want to take into account those resources. Are you able to, make something happen, or is it not worth it? Once you learn that, you're going to get yourself out of this energy of like just doing whatever you can, even though it doesn't really benefit you or grow you. And once you step away from all of this, you're going to see success and growth, and also more peace of mind, more time for yourself, more time for other aspects of your business that need attention, like, I don't know, billing, bookkeeping, inventory, stuff like that. Like, you and your business are going to be more well-rounded in the long run. Now, you don't have to be an entrepreneur. That was just an example, but take the core message and apply it to your situation. Does that make sense? Maybe you work for someone else and they're just throwing projects at you and you just keep saying yes to everything. In the long run, you're going to get burnt out, or you're going to realize that like these tasks could easily have gone to someone else, and like you're trying to grow your skills in another path or avenue because you're trying to get promoted. So like you want to take on more leadership responsibilities and less, I don't know, like stock person. Like you don't want to be working in the back necessarily, like keeping track of inventory, or stocking shelves. Maybe you want to be the person that's taking stock of inventory and keeping track of things. Like that's more of like a management or leadership position, is like, what do we need to order this week? What do we need more of? Are we, are our shipments coming in on time? Like that kind of stuff is going to push you towards a leadership role. Whereas just hanging out on the sales floor, being a cashier or stocking shelves isn't necessarily like giving you the skills that you need to push you in the direction that you want to go. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, it was a really cool message actually, and I love that this is popping up for you. I think with Mars retrograde specifically going to be ending around the end of the month, I feel like our energy is a little scattered and we're not really putting our energy towards things that are productive in the long run, and we kind of get caught up in just like taking whatever we can get, or just not really having that foresight to see whether this is actually like beneficial to us in the long run. So really interesting message, Sagittarius is. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close out the reading with an oracle deck. Spiritual team, Citadel Oracle. What final messages do you have for the Sagittarius collective for February 2025? Okay, we have the Smith. Overthinking, taking action. Yeah, I feel like, again, you guys are just workaholics, and you're like, maybe I just need to take everything. Maybe I need to, and I do get overthinking with the Seven of Cups too, but I feel like a lot of you guys have like a big case of FOMO, fear of missing out, and you're like, what if I don't take this opportunity and then they don't consider me for, a promotion because I decided not to take that opportunity. I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of thinking like that. And you just feel like you need to take on as much as possible to show that you are reliable, okay, and there for the company or whatever. Like, again, take it as it resonates. It doesn't have to be that specific situation, but I think it just fits that example in terms of like explaining what I'm feeling here. Next card, we have the Puppeteer, explanations and apologies. Interesting. I think you're letting the opportunities run you. You're not running your opportunities. Okay, so I feel like you are letting these things kind of manipulate you, and you need to be the one that's in charge here. Okay, so take back that power, learn to say no. Okay, don't let the money run you. That's what I meant to say. Don't let the money and the opportunities run you. You run that. Okay, you decide what is going to be worth the squeeze, as I said. Let's see, bottom of the deck, we have the Sentinel, determination and certainty. A lot of you guys are going to be very successful, but part of that success, again, is going to come with you learning to hone your discernment. Okay, so in the process of being determined and pursuing your success, which I have no doubt you will achieve, don't forget to be particular. It is okay to be particular. It is okay to say no. It is okay to turn things down. All right, Sagittariuses, leave a like and a comment, and maybe share this with another Sagittarius if you feel that this resonated. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this reading, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.